One sunny afternoon, Chimka sat under a large iroko tree, sipping his favorite palm wine. As the children played nearby, and the women sold their goods in the market, Chimka noticed Obina, a well-dressed man who always greeted everyone with a smile. Obina was known for his generosity, often giving money to the poor and helping elders with their chores. However, Chimka saw something different. "Obina," Chimka called out, his voice slurred but firm. "I know your heart. Stop pretending to be kind when you plot evil behind closed doors." The villagers gasped, whispering among themselves. Obina, taken aback, tried to laugh it off. "Chimka, you must be drunk again. What nonsense are you talking about?" But Chimka's eyes were sharp. "I may be drunk, but I see clearly. Change your ways, Obina, before it's too late." A few weeks later, during the village market day, Eudora, a beautiful young woman known for her charm, walked gracefully through the stalls. She was admired by many for her kindness and beauty, but Chimka sensed darkness within her. Staggering towards her, Chimka called out, "Eudora, your beauty hides a wicked heart. Stop using your charms to deceive and hurt others." Edora's face turned pale, and she tried to dismiss Chimka's accusations. "Chimka, you should stop drinking so much. You don't know what you're saying." But Chimka was unwavering. "I know more than you think. Your actions will bring sorrow unless you change your ways." One evening, the village chief, Chief Okeke, called for a meeting to discuss recent troubles that had befallen the village. Crops were failing, and there were unexplained illnesses among the villagers. Many believed it was the work of evil spirits. As the villagers gathered, Chimka, a bit more sober than usual, stood up to speak. "Chief Okeke, the evil spirits are not from outside. They are among us. We must look within our hearts and cleanse the wickedness that hides there." The chief, curious and respectful of Chimka's unusual insight, asked, "Chimka, who among us harbors such evil?" Chimka looked around, his eyes scanning each face. He pointed to Uche, a man who had always been quiet and unassuming. "Uche, your envy and jealousy poison our village. You must change your ways." Uche stood, shocked and ashamed. "Chimka, I didn't think anyone knew. I promised to change." As time went on, the villagers began to heed Chimka's warnings. Obina stopped his deceitful ways and genuinely started helping others. Eudora ceased using her charm for manipulation and became truly kind-hearted. Uche worked hard to rid himself of envy and jealousy. The village began to flourish once more. The crops grew bountifully, and the unexplained illnesses vanished. The villagers, grateful for Chimka's gift, treated him with newfound respect. One day, Chief Okeke called for another meeting. "Today, we honor Chimka, not for his drinking, but for his wisdom and his gift. Chimka, you have saved our village from the evil within. We thank you." Chimka, humbled and teary-eyed, stood before the villagers. "I am no hero. I only saw what others couldn't. It is your willingness to change that saved us all." As the years passed, the village of Amokwe continued to thrive under the watchful eye of Chimka. However, new challenges arose, and once again, the villagers looked to Chimka for guidance. One day, a stranger arrived in the village. He was a merchant named Emeka, who claimed to bring great fortune to the village with his business. He promised to buy their crops at higher prices and sell them exotic goods from faraway lands. The villagers were excited and welcomed Emeka with open arms. But Chimka, as always, was skeptical. He sensed something was not right. Chimka approached the village square where Emeka was showcasing his wares. The villagers gathered around, eager to see the merchant's treasures. "Emeka," Chimka called out, his voice steady despite his usual slur. "Your promises sound too good to be true. What are your true intentions?" Emeka laughed, trying to brush off Chimka's words. "Old man, you see evil in everyone. I am here to help the village prosper." But Chimka shook his head. "No, I see greed and deceit in your heart. You plan to cheat us and take advantage of our trust." The villagers murmured among themselves, torn between Chimka's warning and the allure of Emeka's promises. Determined to prove himself right, Chimka decided to investigate further. He watched Emeka closely, noticing how the merchant's smile faded when he thought no one was looking. Chimka followed Emeka one night and overheard him plotting with a group of men to exploit the villagers and steal their goods. The next day, Chimka gathered the villagers and shared what he had discovered. Emeka is not here to help us. He is here to rob us of our hard work. Emeka, realizing his plan had been uncovered, tried to escape, but the villagers, now united and aware, stopped him. They confronted him, demanding the truth. Emeka confessed, and the villagers expelled him from Amokwa. The villagers were grateful to Chimka once again. They realized how valuable his gift was in protecting the village from harm. Chief Okeke called for a celebration to honor Chimka. Chimka, you have saved us from deceit and greed. We owe you our thanks and respect, Chief Okeke announced. Chimka, humbled by the recognition, replied, I only wish for our village to be safe and prosperous. It is the unity and goodness of the people that will keep us strong. One hot afternoon, as Chimka sat under the shade of the large baobab tree, he observed the children playing nearby. He noticed their innocence and realized the importance of teaching them to be observant and wise. With a determined heart, Chimka decided to share his gift with the young ones. The next day, Chimka called a meeting with the village elders. I wish to train our children, Chimka announced. They need to learn to see beyond appearances and understand the true nature of people. The elders, surprised but intrigued, agreed to Chimka's request. They saw the potential benefit of having a generation that could discern truth from deceit. Chimka gathered a group of children, including Chika, Ifoni, Ada, and Namdi. He sat them down under the baobab tree and began to teach them. Children, Chimka started, the world is full of people who may seem kind but harbor ill intentions. It is important to see beyond their smiles and words. He began with simple exercises. Watch how people act when they think no one is looking, Chimka said. Their true nature often shows in those moments. Chimka took the children to the market, a bustling place full of activity. Observe that trader, he pointed to a man selling yams. He smiles and speaks kindly, but watch closely. The children noticed how the trader subtly shortchanged customers when they were distracted. He appears friendly, but he cheats people, Chika observed. Exactly, Chimka nodded. Always look beyond the surface. A few weeks later, Chimka decided to test the children's newfound skills. He arranged for a well-dressed stranger to visit the village, pretending to be a wealthy merchant interested in helping the community. The stranger offered to donate generously to the village, but Chimka instructed the children to observe him closely. They noticed that while the stranger spoke of generosity, he asked many probing questions about the village's resources and finances. There is something off about him, Ada said. He seems more interested in our wealth than in helping us. Chimka smiled proudly. You are learning well. This man is not who he claims to be. With the children's observations, Chimka confronted the stranger in front of the village elders. You come here pretending to help, but your true intention is to exploit our village, Chimka declared. Caught off guard, the stranger tried to defend himself, but the children's detailed observations made it clear he was not to be trusted. The elders thanked Chimka and the children for their vigilance and sent the stranger away. Word of Chimka's teaching spread throughout Uguta. More children joined his sessions, eager to learn how to see beyond appearances. Chimka taught them the importance of empathy, honesty, and vigilance. As the years passed, the children grew into wise and observant adults. The village of Uguta became known for its people who could discern truth from deceit, making it a place of fairness and justice. Chimka's influence extended beyond his lifetime, with each generation passing on his teachings. The village elders honored him, and Chimka, the once dismissed drunkard, became a revered figure in Uguta's history. The village of Amokwe flourished, not just because of its resources, but because of the wisdom and vigilance instilled by Chimka. The children grew up with a sense of integrity, always remembering the lessons from Chimka, the village drunkard with a gift.